Greetings. Good afternoon, Zimbabwe. Greetings, everybody. Tinokuchingamidzai mose kwose kwamuri kumativi mana enyika. My name is Yvonne Muchaka, and I'm your host on Behind the Microphone, a program that takes a look at issues happening in the background and puts them in the limelight. Today, we're talking fire prevention and dealing with fire outbreaks at a gas premise. And when we're talking about gas, remember, this is the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Safety Series brought to you by the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Safety Association of Zimbabwe, LPGSAZ. All right. So we know everybody's using gas, or at least the majority of the people are using gas. So whether you're a wholesaler, you're a retailer, or you are a consumer at home and you're using gas, this is a program for you because we want to talk safety. How do we handle our gas tanks, our gas resources, and how do we make sure that we're all safe? Today in the studio, I have and I'm anchored by two gentlemen from the Fire Brigade. I'll allow them to introduce themselves fully. I'll start with you, Mr. Mafoti. Please greet the people.
Thank you very much. My name is Clever Mafoti, Assistant Chief Fire Officer, City of Harare Emergency Services.
Excellent. And over to you.
My name is Batsira Shinyo, Station Officer, City of Harare Fire Brigade.
Excellent. So we are joined by the Fire Brigade here. We've been seeing a lot of positive feedback on social media of their responses. So before we start on this, Mr. Mafoti, we want to prove that your guys at the emergency services actually answer their phones.
Yeah.
Can we do that? People, can we do that? Can we call if you don't have these numbers, you need to have them. Mr. Mafoti, please give us the emergency services numbers.
The emergency service numbers, the code was changed to 242. So it's 242-783-980 up to 7.
Can we get that again? The team will put those numbers up so that you're able to see them. Let's go again.
242-783-980 up to 7.
Okay. So we have this number. If you received it, you may also want to call it. Okay, because you're in studio, we switched off our phones. But all the same, we'll try to call their number and see if they're as responsive as we are hearing. Anyway, we want to move on to the gist of our program. I'll start with you, Mr. Mafoti. A lot of people are setting up their gas selling places and etc. What steps should an operator take to prevent outbreaks of fire at these gas premises?
Right. It is my belief that these guys, when they start the business of gas retailing, wholesaling, or even cooking, they've got a background of the behavior of gas. Mm-hmm. Before they sell that gas to anybody, the first thing when they arrive at their workstation, they have to check all connections for leakages. And if there are leaks, they have to correct the leakages or joints. But at home, they might not have the machinery to do that. Mm-hmm. The best way is to use soap on all joints. They open their gas, then if they put soap on the connections, there will be some bubbles. Automatically, they know that there is a leak somewhere. It has to be corrected before they start or they set it on fire for cooking. So we encourage people to do that.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So this is safety at home and in the workplace. So if you have got or are running a gas retailing platform, you have a gas tank in your house, you need to check for leakages in case there's a leakage, and this can be hazardous. Now, in the event of a fire outbreak at a gas premise, what actions should the operator take? What action should Amai Ezra in the kitchen take when there is an outbreak? I'll come to
All right, thank you.
the station manager.
Or the station officer.
Okay, station officer. Now, who pay title?
In the event of a fire outbreak at a gas site or at home, it is important to raise the alarm first so that everyone within the vicinity is aware that there is a fire. And also call the fire brigade or assign somebody to call the fire brigade and start evacuating everyone from the affected area, and also cut off the gas supply valve so that we extinguish the fire through a process that we call smothering. Or not,
Smothering, good demand.
okay, that we call starvation or smothering. Starvation is cutting off the supply of fuel towards the scene of fire. So starvation will starve the fire of the source of fuel. So
Okay.
the fire will die out. So by closing the valves, the fire will automatically extinguish.
Okay.
Then the smothering is a process whereby we remove oxygen from the fire.
Okay. How would I know that I'm removing oxygen from the fire? Oh, no, that's fine. Now, are people who attend to these premises, are they trained to deal with this fire outages, fire outbreaks if they do happen?
Yes, it is a requirement that every operator must be trained on how to use portable fire extinguishers and also on how to operate these gas appliances. So
Okay.
it is a requirement that every operator or registered operators should undergo some sort of training on how to use these gas appliances.
Who trains them?
Fire Brigade does that, and also ZERA, Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority, also offers some training.
And you talked about people being trained to use the fire extinguishers and stuff like that. But we've seen incidences where we bought fire extinguishers back in 2000 and we want you to come onto the show. This is a program where we are talking liquefied petroleum gas safety. And today we are talking fire prevention and what to do when you happen to be in a fire situation in your home or at your different retailing stations. So this program is brought to you by the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Safety Association of Zimbabwe. And we have been talking about what you do in an event that you just get to your place of work. You have to check connections for leakages. And if you are in the home, kwaishandisa isipo to check on all joints so that you see that there are no leakages. And now we want to talk about these fire extinguishers that you say people are trained in the basic firefighting. How often should these fire extinguishers be checked to see if they actually work?
Right, according to that is an everyday activity. Yeah, before you start anything, you must see to it everything is in working order. You check for leakages again, because there's gas in that fire extinguishers, especially you see there's a gauge. You have to check if the gauge is still on the green margin. But there's green margin and there's red margin on the left. If it tilts towards the red margin, possibly gas is leaking somehow. So in the event of fire, it will not work. So it has to be checked almost every day. But for servicing, it has to be serviced once every year. That's what the law says. But the fire brigade, upon inspection and see that there is a risk, it can be reduced to 6 months, even to 3 months, depending with the risk involved in that premises.
Okay, interesting. Now, so the fire extinguisher is the one that you're saying is a gauge that is a green and a red.
Yeah,
When the gauge moves to red, then you know that your gas is leaking, the gas in the extinguisher.
yeah, it will
Okay.
be leaking.
Yeah, so you need to get our fire extinguisher service. And how do people at the house, at the home, in the home, how do they prevent fire outbreaks from their gas, gas equipment that they use at home?
All right. Normally we use gas in the kitchen, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, whenever we are cooking, make sure that we attend to our cooking. Don't cook your food whilst you are watching television.
Hey, Telemundo and the Z World, hey, women.
You should attend to the cooking, and don't let children go and timber around with the gas appliances. And also, our gas cylinders must not be placed in cabinets.
Okay.
They should be where they are visible, so that if there is anything amiss about the cylinder, you can visually see it and check. But if it is hidden in a cabinet, there are chances that that cylinder may cause a hazard without you knowing it.
Wow.
And also, you should constantly check the connections, all the connections on the gas appliances.
Wow. And ndakutona rangu gas. Because we're buying these nice cabinets where you put your gas tank inside. When someone enters the kitchen, they don't even see that there's a gas tank in there. All you can see is probably the appliance, the stove that you're using. So you're saying that's dangerous.
That's dangerous. Actually, we recommend people to construct plastic cages outside their kitchens and place their cylinders in a plastic cage. In the event of a fire, the cylinder will explode within a plastic cage. All the fragments will be contained in that plastic cage.
What does this blast cage look like?
A plastic cage is a cage that is placed outside the kitchen, constructed of deformed bars and mesh wire, such that in the event of a blast, in the event of an explosion of the cylinder, all the fragments will be contained in that blast cage. Only the tubings should enter into the kitchen.
Right.
Suppose there is a fire, you can just go outside the house and just switch off the gas supply.
Zvinovakwanani izvi zvimaplastic cages? Who builds this?
Any welder can do that. It's very simple.
I see.
Any welder can do that. But it is, in terms of fire safety, it's one of the safest things to deal with the issues of ending gas.
Wow, I'm being educated. I hope you are as well. I'm learning a lot from this series, the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Safety Series. Guys, we are using gas on a daily basis. We've got children in the home. We need to protect them. We've got neighbors around us. We need to protect them. So that's why the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Safety Association of Zimbabwe is bringing this program, because we want to use our gas appliances safely. Kwanzi, don't put your tanks in the cabinets, because you'll not be able to check on any problem that they may develop whilst they are in there. So those are the fire brigade emergency numbers right here in Harare. It's 242-783-980 up to 7. So if you are in other cities, make it a point to have these numbers with you all the time, so that we keep ourselves safe. Kwanzi kune blast cage inofanira kugadzirwa, so that everything and every time we use our appliances, we know that we are safe. Now, what action, what should the public do to access basic training in firefighting skills or safety programs, if you actually provide? Do you provide this?
Right, before COVID, we've been running some awareness. But at the same time, if the community come together and invite us, we'll go and educate them. But we've been going around public places and together with our communication department, broadcasting this awareness to the people, and specifically about gas awareness.
All right. I've seen quite a bit of videos from the city department talking
Exactly.
about fire prevention measures in the shops. I've seen you go around the CBD.
Exactly.
Is that okay? So if communities would want to get training around these issues, you are available to go and train.
That's correct. But for companies, we offer actually training and issue certificates. That will be something different now because you have to pay for that. But for communities, it's a free service.
Okay. And are you doing anything in particular to raise awareness on the hazards around gas, for example?
Yes, that's why I was saying before COVID, we're going around the suburbs, community halls, and addressing these issues.
I see.
Yes.
All right. So we're coming to you live. If you have any question for our experts here, please do feel free to send in your comment, your question, your contribution. Do you feel that the fire department is doing well in terms of raising the awareness? They say they've been going around. If you are staying in Harare, if you're a company in Harare, have they been doing so? Because your feedback is always important. Maybe they were going next series, approach mimi, and you haven't met them. You want them to come, they can come around and do the training. And they're saying they offer training to companies and will give you certificates. Now, as the fire brigade, as we round off this conversation, have you come across or encountered, fire outbreaks as that you have attended to as the fire brigade?
Fire caused by what?
Caused by gas.
Caused by gas. Yes, we've attended to some fire outbreaks caused by gas, but as you know, once gas starts a fire or other materials are involved, at the end of the day, it will be very difficult to pinpoint that this was caused by gas. A thorough investigation would have to be done to ascertain whether it was gas or it was something else. Going back to LPG retailers, all registered LPG retailers operate within the confines of the recommendations given by the fire brigade. So they adhere to the maximum safety measures that we recommend to them to adhere to. So you can see that you rarely see a fire outbreak happening in a well-registered LPG outlet in Harare.
All right.
Yes.
And
because, we are making sure that they adhere to maximum safety measures.
Right. And what are you doing about vaya vanosongo budisa tanker auto tipano pane gas rate $50?
What we are doing to them, we are actually educating them on how to operate within the confines of the law. And if they don't listen, we confiscate their tanks and make them pay a penalty for operating illegally.
What's the penalty?
It is equivalent to 200% of the value of their license.
Their supposed license.
Supposed license.
How much is the license?
It depends with the quantity, but if we are talking of this 48 kgs on a manifold, it's to 23,800, if I'm not mistaken, but it's around there.
23,800 if you have got your 48 kgs.
It will be only, there will be 5 on a manifold. We are saying these retailers. I'm not saying those who invent that tank and start selling, that is not proper. But the person with a blast cage constructed in the confines of the law, and after that inspected by the fire brigade, issued with a clearance certificate and invoices, it will cost 23,000. RTGS, not US.
Well, obviously, we're in Zimbabwe.
Then thereafter, they can operate illegally. If they don't, it means that one who is doing the other way around will pay 200%, which means it will be around 48,000.
Wow. So $48,000 is coming your way if you're operating illegally and putting everyone's life at risk.
Yes.
Remember, the whole idea for you to register is so that you actually get to be told the safety measures that you need to take, how you must construct your area of work. And they also look at all the attending issues around where you are operating so that yourself, you are safe, your neighbors are safe, and the people within that environment is safe. Gentlemen, any parting shots as we close this conversation? Oh, yes, we promised that we are going to make a phone call to the emergency services. So, yeah, just as a parting shot, what would you want to say to our retailers, our wholesalers, and consumers of gas in the homes?
What I can say is firefighters, we don't have the passion to fight fires, but to prevent them. So our trust is on fire prevention rather than firefighting. Because wherever there is a fire outbreak, there's a likelihood of loss of property and sometimes life. Hence, I cannot celebrate over an incident.
Kwanza, I see $23,800. Is it not too much?
Now that is beyond because it goes through the budget, council budget. That's where they should have queried it, and the reduction might have been done that way. On our side, we don't negotiate those the rates and service. Otherwise, we are confined to firefighting
I
rather
see.
than finance.
Okay, so Kwanzi, you should have asked during consultations, you should have gone back to the council to say this is a bit too much, because I think I asked this question as well. Kuti 23,000 vakomana vanenge vane zvimatengi zvezvi a month. How is that even viable in terms of them running a business? But I'm sure we're going to be having more of these people coming through, telling also about the viability aspect. And I think it is going to be important to have an indaba where we bring in all the actors involved, Zera here, Emma here, the fire brigade as well, so that we actually hear how viable it is for a retailer to function. Achibhadhariswa mari sedzamataura. Right, so I've just switched on my phone. We want to try emergency services to see, right? And the others are saying Vano. Okay. 2 plus 242.
No, if you say plus, it's 263.
Oh, sorry.
Because once you say plus, it's 263.
So I say 024.
Say put 263.
263.
Then
242783980.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna try that number. Kwanze gas and stuff. Others are saying, Vanuve. Hello, how are you? You are live on Zimbabwe Daily.
Okay.
Yes, we're trying to check if emergency services actually responds to calls when we do call.
Actually, it's supposed to what?
We are calling to confirm whether the emergency services actually responds to their phone calls.
Yeah, it's okay. I will respond definitely.
I have seen that. Thank you. Who am I talking to?
Tinarwe is my name.
Tinarwe, thank you so much for answering my call.
It's all right, madam. Yeah. Good day.
Good day. All right, so there you have it. One ring and they were on the call. So yes, guys, get the numbers, keep them up. If you are suspecting an issue, if there's a leakage of some sort in your area, call those numbers. They will respond and they will help you. We're going to try and get the emergency services numbers for all the cities around Zimbabwe so that we give them to you and we keep you connected, right? Gas and stuff, I know Jangar kutaura ma concerns ake angarku. Maybe we can go back to the comments so that we are able to wrap up this conversation. Others are saying vanhu fire vauya torapa ma $5. Are you not promoting people not to regularize corruption?
Right. On that point, in my office, I've never heard such a complaint.
From who?
From those retailers complaining that they've given anybody $5 or whatever.
vanenge vari illegal zve vanenge vabhadhara ka $5 kuti vapone paro chavo.
But when the fire brigade moves around, they move as a team. And if, say, there are 5, you give them $5, they earn more than that. That is not practical. The challenge I can throw, I want only one to be reported. Then we start from there.
All right, Gas and Staff Kwanzi, let's have one person reporting to the chief here and who will be able to deal with the issues. But Anzi, Wakumanedok Fire Brigade, they get more than $5 ya muruko hapa. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me. This has been a very educative program, especially for me, because gas tengrango mu cabinet. So why don't put your tanks in the cabinets, because you'll not be able to follow through and see if there's any leakage or anything. Rather, make sure you have blast cages built outside and have pipes only entering into your kitchen. Thank you so much, Zimbabwe, for joining me on this liquefied petroleum gas safety series. Thank you, Chief Mafoti, for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chinyowa, for joining me today. Excellent. Thank you, Zimbabwe. It has been very educative. We continue to bring you this very informative program brought to you by the Liquefied Petroleum Gas Safety Association of Zimbabwe. My name is Yvonne Muchaka. This is Behind the Mic on Zimbabwe Daily. Have yourselves a pleasant rest of day.